what they think of Kurt Angle.
You was at the club, bottoms up when I first met you, couldn't get enough. Had to get you straight to my bedroom, drinks in my cup. Crib is locked so you can bring your friends to.
Hello, I'm Drago, and this is
Les.
Welcome to OWP, our wrestling
Perspective.
If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like what you see, give it a thumbs down. But don't give it a thumbs down. If you're a supporter of the bar, what do you do, Les?
You put it to the side.
And in the famous words of Cole,
Carpet cousin.
in this video is none other than our predictions on who we reckon is going to move from different shops or different brands
Shops.
from the WWE. They each have like their own little Raw shop, Smackdown shop.
Early on WWE shop.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to be looking to see who's going to move from Raw to SmackDown, and now apparently from NXT UK to 205 to NXT, the normal
Just
one.
every single
They're
one.
moving everywhere. It's
Clearance sale.
It's a proper superstar shake-up. So the way we're going to be presenting this is none other than Les's predictions. So put Team Les if you think that Team Les is the most realist predictions, and put Team Drago if you think Drago has the realist predictions.
Even though it's going to be wrong anyway.
It's going to be right.
Wrong.
Everything that I have prediction-wise usually
Wrong.
goes right.
Well, unfortunately, you did beat me in the WrestleMania predictions just because you said AJ Styles. That doesn't
I'm
really
on 8,
count. Doesn't
and he's
count.
on 7. In this part, we're going to be strictly reviewing on who's going to go to NXT UK and who's going to 205 Live, because I was looking into it and I honestly think there might be a couple more people sneaking in towards that, when strictly myself and Les did go for the predictions who's going to Raw and SmackDown and the normal NXT. But I took that a bit step further and went to the NXT UK and 205 Live. So let's check it out who I thought is going to 205 Live through the Superstar Shake-Up. Alright. Like we said before, let's kick it off with the people that I think are going to 205 Live for the Superstar Shake-Up. Now, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, those are the 5 people that I reckon are going to 205 Live. None other than Travis Banks, because he hasn't really... Okay, he has done much on NXT UK, and having that New Zealand presence into 205 Live will not only give Buddy Murphy something else to do in the meantime, but will actually be a half-decent feud. Al Ligara will actually put eyes on NXT UK, and bringing 2 people from NXT UK will not only put the eyes on 205 Live, but on the all brands together, because they see this build that's happened. And they'll see all the build up with the Backstage promos and, you know, the vignettes. And anyway, then honestly I reckon it's Sin Cara's time. We haven't seen him much, and apparently he's coming close from injury.
He has re-signed his contract.
Yeah, actually has re-signed his contract, and what a good way to put a kind of big name, because he lost 3 luchadors in the Lucha House Party, even though they turned.
They are still appearing, but I think Sin Cara did have a... Did he have a small stint in 205 Live that didn't last too long?
He had a very small
until he
stint.
just strictly stayed on the SmackDown brand.
Exactly right. And same as this person, Raul Mendoza, he has had a little bit of a stint on 205 Live, but then he went back to NXT, and I think with the recent build with him throughout the tapings, with him winning matches, honestly reckon that's his good send off straight out of there. And last but not least, I know that you're seeing the face and you're like, what's happening? He weighs 202 pounds, and it would actually give him something to do. Chad Gable. Straight away when I mentioned this, Les was turning his face like, why?
Play the clip.
You look at it, Chad Gable weighs 202 pounds, I know I've already mentioned that enough times, but having him separate from Glorious Gable, he can actually build up a name, being an American alpha, so bringing more diversity to the 205 Live division. Not only that, he'll make a good champion.
Yeah, but then if you want to go with people who actually weigh that much, do you know who should go down there then? Maybe a little bit of Xavier Woods.
Alrighty, now from 205 Live we move straight over to the other WWE Network exclusive show in none other than WWE NXT UK.
The second yellow brand.
And the names will be popping up in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Those are the 5 units. Well, European Union counts as 2 people, but okay, those are the 6 people that I reckon are going to go to NXT UK, these faces that are down here. Let's start off with Deonna Purrazzo. I know that's going to be a bit much of a shock, but you got NXT that's got this massive women's division as it is, and NXT UK needs that bit of build. I'm not saying that it's purely because of bias, because she's with Marty at all. I'm saying that she is a damn good female wrestler, and having a bit more females move to the NXT UK women's division wouldn't hurt.
Well, think about Tony Storm. She's not UK.
Exactly right.
Well, not British. Then think about also.
Piper Niven.
What's the other one?
Rhea Ripley.
Thank you, Rhea Ripley.
Nina Samuels. Ginny. Isla Dawn.
Isn't Ginny British?
Yeah. Well, I'm just mentioning the people within the division.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying how the other two are just Australians.
Yeah.
But they're over there.
Exactly right. And wouldn't it be good, honestly, to add
nice.
Deonna Purrazzo? Because she would get that pop because she's got that indie basis.
Yeah, because as of right now, it looks like NXT for the female division, they're going to be, showcasing a lot more of Candice LeRae.
Exactly right.
So just to showcase all of them, it'd be good just for a little bit of a spread them out on different NXT shows.
Exactly. So, with that said, let's move on to the tag team that I honestly think are moving to NXT UK. Even though they have had stints there, I honestly reckon they'll officially move over there. The European Union in Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, the European Union. I said that name twice, EU. The shirts are endless. You can see this happening. The Euro. They're, okay, I don't want to swear, but they are a freaking good tag team. That's all I gotta say. They work together well, and with the Italian and German, oh, it's perfect. And at last, they were actually trying to gain Walter into their group.
They also had a good match against the Street Profits for the dark matches for the latest NXT takeover.
Exactly right.
So I think they're ready enough to actually be showcased a lot more.
Moving on to that, honestly, I think even though he's had a small stint, they'll slap us in the face and say he's officially moved to NXT UK, and that's none other than Mark Andrews from 205 Live moving to NXT UK.
I think it goes NXT UK, 205, NXT UK.
Yeah.
He's gone everywhere.
And it would be a best place to put him at the moment.
It'd be a lot better. He was showcased during the initial inaugural tournament to crown a new UK champion. I believe it was in the second tournament, don't quite remember that one. He's been showcased quite a lot there. Didn't he have that match recently with Noam Dar? Or am I thinking of someone else where that double injury happened?
Oh, I think so. It was that.
Yeah.
But with that said, let's move on to the next one that I think is going to come from 205 Live. Yes, the face is down there. Yes, he's British. Yes, I didn't just say he's going to be NXT UK because he's English. It's none other than Jack Gallagher. He needs to build that name up again. I'm not saying that he doesn't have that name, but from the Umbrella Pops to
now he's just
in
a bad
suits
guy
behind
now.
Brian Kendrick, and now Brian Kendrick's the face.
And he's currently now in a partnership with Drew Gulak. I think Jack Gallagher has done it all. Yeah, honestly, the only thing that Jack Gallagher hasn't actually done is win the Cruiserweight Championship, so I think it is definitely overdue for him to actually switch over. Plus, I think Drew Gulak would be nice to be by himself as well.
And not only that, have you seen the recent picture of Jack Gallagher when he was holding the old European Championship with the old photo shoots?
Not into that.
It'd be perfect. It actually looks really good on him, and bringing the European Championship to NXT UK will not only highlight their actual mid-card division, but will actually bring a lot of names and faces to our TVs.
You just want to see him get slapped by Walter, don't you?
Oh, not me.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, using that formula, I actually forgot there's actually 7 people within here. I said
cheating.
Shelton Benjamin.
Disagree.
He's wiggling his head no.
Disagree.
But you'll honestly see why I said Shelton Benjamin for now, because if you're going to have a lack of a former heavyweight champion, that's a bit of a hint skill what's going on. I honestly reckon Shelton Benjamin will not only improve his name, but improve a lot more people's names within NXT UK. And I'm not saying this is a permanent thing. Just for a cycle, I can see Shelton Benjamin pulling out some of the greatest matches with some of the best indie wrestlers within NXT UK.
We'll talk about Benjamin a bit later.
And sadly, the last one, it's not really sadly, but I actually enjoyed him more when he was in a tag team with Oney Lorcan, because it was fantastic.
Nice hard hitting.
Exactly right. And their match at NXT TakeOver actually was probably one of the best tag team matches I've seen in a while. Yeah.
Oh man, Lachlan H.
Woo! PH multiple times.
Oh yeah.
But besides that, I honestly reckon since Oney Lorcan, or Biff Bucket, his old indie name, has officially gone to 205 Live, Danny Burch could be a good mid-carder, even as a good match against Walter because he's hard-hitting.
You want him to get slapped.
Danny Burch is going to NXT UK, and you know this as well.
You want him to get chopped. Look at this. Now, after honourable mentions out of the way, now it's time for us to get onto the main 3 brands with NXT, SmackDown and Raw, but let's kick it off with NXT. So, since he's actually spoken the most in the video, now it's my turn to go. So, we're going to start off with NXT. We have both picked 8 for this, so I'll go with mine first. These are my 8 that I think will be coming to the yellow brand.
He's wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. he's wrong. I know she's been getting a lot more airtime on TV, but I honestly think that Dana Brooke will be going to NXT. I don't think there's anything for her on the main roster. I think that when she was with Titus Worldwide, that didn't end so well. So I definitely think that she should go back down there. I even think as a valet. And I've already said previously that I believe she should be a valet for none other than the Ascension, who I believe will also go back down to NXT. Many moons ago, they were the longest rating tag team champions in NXT history.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because there was no one else down there in NXT. The tag division was bad, in a bad state.
Yeah,
hence why Sin Cara and Kalisto actually won the belts off them. That's how bad the Ascension was. Anyway, so it was good just to put them back down there. But if they definitely can't do much in their last stint, if they go down there, I think it's a bit time for a bit of a budget cut. Speaking about the legacy that NXT has, now this is a big call, but I think possibly Goldust could be going back down there. He's one of the veterans, one of the older blokes that WWE still has.
As Goldust? Or as the natural Dustin Rhodes?
Exactly. I actually had the theory that potentially he could go back down as Dustin. He could potentially have a protege down there just to keep Dusty's legacy alive. It'd be good to have Goldust back down there.
Not only that, I'd love to see him in a War Games.
Plus, this is only if, he doesn't jump to AEW eventually to reunite with his brother and Cody. Now, speaking about the women now, that I mentioned Dana Brooke, maybe even Alicia Fox. I think she's also very possible for her to go back down to NXT.
She needs to go back with Noam Dar, I reckon.
Oh, that'd be fantastic, the two of them together. That would be great. Wait, were they together in the mixed tag team? I think they had going on.
Nah, Alicia Fox was with the Jinder.
Not the one before them.
Mahalisha. I'm not too sure, I didn't watch it, I'll be honest.
Honestly, I did not watch that. But yeah, I think Alicia Fox would also be another good option. Now, previously we were talking about this while Drag mentioned Shelton Benjamin. Instead of NXT UK, I think he's going straight down to NXT. Again, Shelton Benjamin will be great to have fantastic matches with any of the talent that's down there. I think he'd be good at the North American division. I think, yeah, even for the NXT World, he'd be a great fit over there as well.
Only if they give him back his old theme song within NXT. The pop that he'll come out to.
Ain't no stopping me.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
What, don't you like his yeah?
No.
Don't like that one?
Sounds like a cat dying on a
Okay, in talking about that, another talent that I think does get badly used on the main roster, another Raw superstar, I believe Apollo Crews could also go back down. Now look, they haven't. Well, look, they haven't entirely done everything with him on Raw or on SmackDown. They can easily, I don't know, maybe turn him into a heel,
slap him with a manager.
Yep.
Continue.
Just make him smile. Like another Bo Dallas type. He'd be a great heel like that. But if they don't use him on the main roster, or if they have lost faith in him, I honestly think he'll go back down to NXT. Because as of now, even after all the moonsaults he does, even though Braun Strowman licked him on the forehead, he's not getting over.
Did you know what they could have done? They put these two big, heavy, big meat type of guys that can actually run in that in Mojo Rawley
and Apollo. That would actually make a good tag team.
Imagine that.
They wouldn't then need a valet or a manager.
No,
Mojo's actually alright on the mic.
Exactly right.
And Apollo can just, stay quiet and smile.
Imagine that. Mojo goes for his spear, whatever punch. He lays down, moonsault.
They can both stare in a mirror.
Exactly.
Mojo looks depressed, Apollo's smiling.
Please let Mojo stare into a mirror and then Apollo's reflection comes back.
And what?
It will be like, I was Apollo all along.
Another pick I actually think that will be drafted over. Not from the main roster going down, no. I think it'll be the 205 superstar and Buddy Murphy. I think, again, he's I don't know in 205. He finished up that storyline with Tony Nese. And also, we did have that little tease between him and Velveteen Dream. Even though, he has been at NXT, he was with Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake and attacked them with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, those were some dark days.
Dubstep Heroes of Kings, I'm not too sure.
But look, they've definitely come a long way. Buddy has especially. What was his nickname, actually, before 205 Live?
He was the Juggernaut, or Best Kept Secret of
Best
NXT.
Kept Secret. I think it'd be good if he did go back to NXT. I don't think it's time for him to go to the main roster.
If they were to pick him back in NXT, he was originally a part of TMDK. So, it would be very good if they pegged him with Jonah Rock, Shane Corn, Elliot Sexton. Get that going again within a group.
Make a massive stable. Because you were making an argument there's not many stables left in NXT, which we'll get back to on the SmackDown side of the predictions.
Honestly, I reckon it would be a good... Even if he became like a NXT UK stable. But anyway, we'll continue on. Who do you reckon will be the last pick?
My last pick? I honestly think another person who has been badly misused ever since his partner got injured. And I think he was actually injured as well, but he's actually been cleared for a while, and he came back in the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. I think Luke Harper. Luke Harper, fantastic. He can actually cut a promo as well. Has a great look as well. I don't know what's happened though. He keeps getting gravitated back to Eric Rowan, but Rowan now is with D. Bryan, so that's completely dead. I think maybe a little bit of time back in NXT just to get his name out there again, just to get him hot again. Bring him back to the main roster. Stick a gimmick on him. Keep it. Don't change it. Leave him be. Mid-card, he'd be solid. He's a great wrestler.
Why wasn't he with Ambrose at any time like he's right on the main roster?
There would have been a fantastic tag team.
Now from Les's NXT predictions, it's going strictly on to who I reckon is going to go to NXT from my side. I know you don't like my predictions, but in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Those are the 5 I honestly reckon are going. We'll start off with none other. It wouldn't hurt him, and I know this is just a wild throw in the dark, but Primo and Epico Cologne. No. Honestly, it would help their tag team division a lot, even though they probably don't need it. But putting the Colognes down there, they have that name. It would be great even seeing them in a Dusty Classic, the matches they would pull off, if they actually wanted to give it a go. And they can always be re-gimmicked as they've shown in the previous years.
It would be nice, but I think they're leaving this year. There has to be their year to go.
Yeah. But moving on to that, I agree with you with a couple of them. Let's go to the ones that I agree with you. Dana Brooke. Like what you said before, Dana Brooke would make a brilliant addition to NXT's women's division. She's actually very athletic, but the only issue is she hasn't got that
factor.
And there's nothing wrong with her.
No,
she's got the look, she's got the move, she's got everything. It's just that character. And if she gets that character, like what you said, even that evil maniacal character, she'll go very big.
She just needs a bit of a tweak.
By giving her that airtime on NXT, it's guaranteed for her to be built up with an audience again, instead of doing it at Raw where she claims that she's a nobody. That's not going to help you. Honestly. I'm a nobody, Ronda, but let's give it a shot.
Oh, wasn't she also the financial advisor?
Yeah,
was that actually her gimmick when Titus was on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on to that, another person that I agree with you is none other than Luke Harper Bludgeon, whatever he wants to name himself.
With the dirty singlet.
You think of it, the matches that he could have with Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic,
Matt Riddle,
Jonah Rock.
any Undisputed Era member.
Exactly. And not only that, it wouldn't just help the talent, it would help him. And maybe they can actually build him with another tag team or his own stable.
I think
him and Trevor Lee.
What about if he joined the Forgotten Sons? He's been forgotten.
Talking about forgotten, we're moving straight on to Sanity. I honestly reckon Sanity is going to move back to NXT, and hear my reasoning out. You've got the Undisputed Era that are on shaky terms as it is. He's walking away from the camera. Undisputed Era that's on shaky terms as it is. And none other than the Forgotten Sons. You've got to have this anti-hero stable, and I know it's bad to say, but I honestly reckon Nikki Cross is going to go with them. Just for the meantime, it won't be long. I honestly reckon it's probably going to be a cycle at most. But Sanity will regain their steam and be re-pushed in the next Superstar shake-up.
No.
Then moving on to the last one. None other than the man with the plan. And I reckon he'll do one of the best matches, best showings with Kushida, the recently signed. I honestly reckon from 205 to NXT is none other than the Brian Kendrick. Come on. As if you couldn't say it. Man for Ken. Brian Kendrick is going NXT.
Man with a band.
Man with a jam.
Did you just try to rhyme something that ended with an end to an end?
Listen, enough.
Alright, now we're up to the Smackdown live part. So we're going 10 apiece this time around, so we'll start with me again because my predictions will be most likely correct. But again, we will do a tally later to see who did have the most correct picks. Shut up. Anyway, let's just start off first with what Paige actually announced recently on SmackDown. She's bringing a tag team over to SmackDown. I believe it's the Sky Pirates in Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. I don't know how you can disagree with that. I don't even know how you thought two males will come to beat the Iconics, so you're completely wrong at that point. Anyway, Sky Pirates, because I'm not mentioning the spoilers. Speaking about tag teams, I think it's finally time the team of Aleister Black and Ricochet will split up. I'm saying Aleister Black to SmackDown. I think he'll be highlighted a lot more there. Very believable. I think, yeah, he'll just be a great fit there because I can see, well, I'll mention Ricochet later, but definitely Black to SmackDown. Now, speaking about the Brian Kendrick, Drag reckons he'll go to NXT. No, I reckon he'll go straight to SmackDown. I think it's time he goes back to the main roster. He's done wonders in 205. He's been a former Cruiserweight champion.
Yes, he has.
He's carried it a lot. He was great when, 205 was on Raw. amazing. I think it's definitely time now that he does go to SmackDown. Usually, after WrestleMania, we have all the NXT picks that actually come across, but we were treated, what was it, back in December?
Yep.
So, just to continue with all the rest of them who haven't been assigned a roster, I honestly think EC3 will go to SmackDown, but I think he'll definitely go with Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
I think Drake Maverick will no longer be with AOP. He was in, what was it? Was it Main Event that they paired up together?
Yes.
The two best friends, I think they're definitely going there. I think EC3
The
is
catch
definitely
from the beginning, that should have happened from the beginning.
The two of them together, they'll be just a great addition. Honestly, great. Speaking about great additions, so we see the New Day on SmackDown. I honestly hope that they don't get split up during the draft. But speaking about that though, who are they good friends with? The Fashion Police. Mainly who? Tyler Breeze. I think they're coming back now. It was unfortunate that Fandango got injured, so they haven't done much on Raw. Well, Tyler has. He's been belted by everybody.
Fandango's coming close to getting out of injury.
That was a bad injury.
He was on the WWE PC YouTube channel.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. I honestly think they'll go back to SmackDown, go back to their roots, because they were cash then, they'll be cash again. Speaking about tag teams, we recently saw the Revival drop the tag team titles on Raw.
Yes, we did.
I think it's definitely time that they come back to SmackDown now. Well, no, not come back. I think they should come to SmackDown now.
And finish off their program.
So I definitely think they're going to be starting off a program with the Hardy Boys. I think they've had a bad run on Raw. Maybe things will turn around.
Exactly right.
Speaking again about the new draftees who have come late last year, I think they'll finally confirm that Nikki Cross will be on SmackDown. See, I know you disagree since you think they're going to NXT. If Sanity stays, Nikki Cross will come SmackDown. Speaking about women, I think lastly, the Boss and Sasha Banks will make her way to SmackDown. I know a lot of people, like a lot of rumors are going around that she could potentially be fired, or she's trying to get fired, or she's trying to get released.
Legit suck.
I think it's all the work. I think she's coming to SmackDown. I think she'll finally go back to her heel persona. I think it'll be great to see her feud with the likes of Asuka, Naomi, Carmella if she does stay. So I definitely think Boss will be coming through.
She just needs to get buried.
Now speaking about, also I did mention about last week's episode of SmackDown, we actually saw someone come out to save our truth to attack Samoa Joe in Braun Strowman. I can't believe I'm saying this in the year 2019. I thought Braun would have actually died on Raw, but I think he's honest to God coming to SmackDown.
I can't see it happening.
Because I'll get to that later to why I do believe, because I believe another big man will be on Raw instead. But I think it's time. I think honestly he's lost a lot of steam. Maybe they're just trying to hit the reset button. Maybe that's why he's going to SmackDown. Last but not least, we saw another champion lose his title, but this time it was on the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view. He's not even a part of NXT, he's a part of NXT UK. The longest reigning NXT UK champion, Pete Dunne. I think it's his time now to be main roster bound. Yeah. I say SmackDown.
SmackDown would be a perfect place to kick him off.
Yes.
Honestly.
I think Raw, I can't say there's not enough time, there's too much time on Raw, but I think SmackDown...
And he's already made his Raw debut before.
When was that?
When he had like a little invasion thing when Kurt Angle's like, no Bruiserweight. No, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
But definitely, he's main roster bound. I say SmackDown.
Now let's move on to who I reckon is going to SmackDown Live, and here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, there is a lot of women in there, and that's because they got to rebuild their SmackDown Live women's division after a lot of them have been, well, you have your Becky and that are all gone. It's just straight heavy hitters.
Well, Charlotte's still there.
And not only that, you have your tag teams that you have to build up on, and why not? So let's start off with a couple that I reckon. Till I heard the spoilers from NXT, and basically Les roasting me on it's not going to be these people. But honestly, from NXT UK, we're going to see the team of Nina Samuels and Ginny. And then you're probably like, why? But okay, we'll move on from that. That's who I thought the special tag team was going to be, because the NXT UK, page of the UK type of scene, it would have been a nice way to bring them up. But anyway, we'll go straight to Sasha Banks. I do agree with you, and with her being a legit sook, she will bring that gimmick over, and she will just heavy hit it as a major heel like what she was in the BFFs within NXT. And it's overdone. She needs a heel run.
Yep.
Moving on to the other woman that I thought is going to get a permanent place. Instead of walking all over the place, she's going to be at SmackDown Live and probably become the face by winning the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at Money in the Bank if the match is there. And that's none other than the Southern Belle. I forgot the first one. Or whatever.
Oh, I have no idea.
Anyway,
just
it's Lacey Evans with the Whole kick caboodle bringing up the hands.
Yep.
Then another woman that I thought was going to come do a whole Kevin Owens rock up with the belt, just destroy some people and leave, is none other than Shayna Baszler. I'm not
That's
even
another
going
one
to attempt
that's
to
wrong.
symbol because then it's going to look like
Illuminati.
I
Definitely
keep
another
saying
one you
that,
got
but
wrong.
I'm strictly being right about it.
Oh, no,
Then
he's wrong.
also, moving on to SmackDown, I reckon that it's actually going to be a championship swap. That's why I've got his face down there. The Intercontinental Champion, none other than Finn Balor.
But they've done it before. It could
And
happen
I'm
again.
mentioning it, and wouldn't it be good to move the Intercontinental Championship to SmackDown again? Because the
what the-
Intercontinental Championship was most relevant when it was on SmackDown Live with your Miz, with your Dolph Ziggler's fighting for it. Honestly, I reckon it's going to become back to that Workhorse Championship, then they'll palm it back off.
Are you forgetting
'Cause-
about Raw with Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Christian?
Listen, I'm talking of the new brand split, and you just have to bring up old
But just
things.
think about it. If they actually were to change it over, would that be the first time the Universal and the US are on the same show?
Yeah. Then moving on to the people that Liz honestly gained some knowledge and he's like, oh, Dragon, that makes sense. But
He's
I'm letting you go
talking
first.
cackers.
But we'll move on to the people that we kind of agreed on. Aleister Black to SmackDown because he will be the new Undertaker, and with
Yes.
his heavy hitting, it would be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Not only that, we agree on the Revival.
Yes.
The Revival did lose the Raw Tag Team Championships, and if they're going up against the Major Brothers one more time, I'm probably going to have to actually break the remote into a couple more
Just
pieces.
change the channel.
But building up that SmackDown Tag Team division within SmackDown is needed, and that Revival refresh button needs to be hit quick smart.
Yep.
Another person that we agreed on is EC3. EC3.
Trouble.
His theme song was much more better in Impact. Anyway,
It was,
moving on
it
from
was.
that. I agree with that. I
And
think
Maverick
Drake
as well.
Maverick will be back with EC3, pushing him, but this would be perfect. What if they came in and they teamed up with Shane as Shane's special boy?
So EC3 can get the rub off the Miz.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
but I don't want him to lose to the Miz. That's the only issue I'd have.
He won't be with the Miz because Miz will be already kicked out because Shane doesn't want him on his show. I honestly reckon that if you kept EC3 as the guy that just kept getting pegged into things because of his looks and he's the next chosen one, did the whole Drew with him, he'll get very big. Then the last person that we agree on is none other than the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. He's done a lot for the NXT UK brand, and you've got all these other names that are built within the NXT UK. You want to put more eyes on NXT UK even more, is none other than put the Bruiserweight himself as a permanent roster member of SmackDown Live. And wouldn't it be great to see Finn Balor defend his Intercontinental Championship against someone like Pete Dunne?
It'd be fantastic.
It would be... The words wouldn't come up to mind.
Yep.
Imagine seeing that on your SmackDown Live television. And then last but not least, he didn't even think of this. I reckon we're going to see a permanent place of Bray Wyatt, whatever gimmick he may have, if that's the bird coming out of the box now, on SmackDown
That's
Live.
why I don't even think about him. That was horrible.
I don't know.
Saw it twice. Raw and SmackDown.
I know, yeah. So I honestly think that's somewhat of him and he's going to be staying on SmackDown.
Now it is time for the last brand, the flagship show, the one that actually kills me when I watch all 3 hours.
Monday Night Brawl.
Yes, it's time for Raw. So earlier we were talking about how the NXT call-ups from December still haven't been assigned their show, their little home to be in. So I'm going to run through them quickly now. Number one, well, the first one I start with is Lars Sullivan. He finally made his debut. I will claim that he is the most anticlimactic NXT call-up since No Way Jose.
Most anticlimactic.
Mojo Rawley.
No, you're wrong
Okay.
again.
Who?
Was not even announced. R-Truth had a new partner in Xavier Woods.
Yeah, but...
That was bad.
Do you know why?
They'll
Do you know
go there
why?
with the Funkasaurus, whatever it was.
Because he took Brodus Clay's theme song.
I know.
And he was
No,
a
they
bootleg.
actually fought over the theme song, remember?
That's such a horrible... Anyway, Lars Sullivan straight to Raw. I don't care about him whatsoever. I hope he goes on another White Supremacist rampage so he can get fired. Continuing though, Ricochet straight to Raw. We both claimed that Aleister Black was going to SmackDown. The tag team definitely needs to be broken up. I think E's strategy was just to get their names out there by putting them as a tag team. I think every match they had, there was supposed to be a highlight reel, just to highlight them.
Exactly
Ricochet
right.
now, I think he's sending into the new Evan Bourne. I definitely think he's going straight to Raw. Pretty much, oh no, I say Evan Bourne just because, you know, he was on Raw. He got RKO'd of a shooting star.
Yeah, but you put it in that classification. He's not going to get released for having something at an airport and go to Impact. That's not happening.
Ricochet, on the other hand, will potentially be a world champion one day.
Yeah.
He's that damn good. Speaking again about the NXT call-ups, I believe Lacey Evans. This is where we have a big difference over here. Look, Lacey is feuding against Becky Lynch. You can easily make the argument she's going to SmackDown. I won't disagree with that.
Picked up the Smackdown belt. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so Lacey could easily go to SmackDown, but it's just my opinion. I think that she's Raw bound. Now, talking about some SmackDown guys that I believe will actually go to the Red brand, I think it's time for Rey Mysterio to come up to Raw. We actually saw just before WrestleMania, he actually had a match with Baron Corbin. I think this could be a good leadway into him coming up. Plus, I think he's done it all on SmackDown again, and he got squashed by Samoa Joe, so I think he's definitely moving up now straight to Raw. Another SmackDown wrestler who's been there for such a long time, I think it's time for Randy Orton to make his way back home
The
to
Apex
Raw.
Predator.
Yes.
The Viper.
Since, you know, he lost the lease, he's no longer the person who built the house or owns the house.
He rented the house off Triple H.
Because Triple H won't do SmackDown.
Sure.
What was it? Doesn't do Thursdays, Tuesdays? I don't know. I love you, Paul Heyman. Anyway, Randy straight to Raw. I definitely think it's his time. Speaking about other SmackDown guys that I believe will actually make their way onto Raw, I think it's the Bar in Cesaro and Sheamus. I think they've done it all on SmackDown as well. Again, you can make an argument that it's the Usos. Easily, you can make the argument.
But the Bar are the only team that I can see splitting up within a superstar shake-up.
Which again, isn't a bad thing.
It isn't
Sheamus
bad.
has had great success as a single guy.
And
Cesaro still has
already
time.
5-time tag team champions, but move it on.
Yes. Again, I still think it'd be a great decision though if they actually did move over to Raw. Plus, I think they've got the partnership with Drew McIntyre now.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Oh, sorry, another NXT call-up that hasn't been assigned to a show. I believe Heavy Machinery. So what's that? Tucker Knight and
Tucky and Otis
I love Otis.
in Heavy Machinery.
Do you know why especially they're going to
Blue
Raw?
collar stakes, mate.
Do you know why they're going to
I
Raw?
don't.
Do you know why they're going there?
Because they're Vince's favourites.
No, because Otis wants to bang Alexa.
Come on!
What's it? Pretty lady. Definitely, I think they're actually going to be moving on. Speaking about a tag team that I believe, another tag team that will move over from the blue brand straight to the red brand, I think it'll be Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, and of course it'll be Lana as well. Again, Rusev, he's been on SmackDown for how long now?
A while.
I think he's going to be stale.
He's failed coming back. Oh, I'll only come back for the WWE Championship. Remember that?
Yeah.
He wanted the shot originally at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But then he came and he got palmed straight off. They put someone.
That was actually, it was good though.
Yeah.
That's why I bought the t-shirt. But then at the same time as well, Shinsuke Nakamura, again, he's done it all on SmackDown. I think it was a bad decision with that whole AJ feud. It got extended way too long. You could even argue that he should have won the WWE Championship. He did win the US, didn't last too long. Unless, wait, is his contract coming up now? Shinsuke?
I think so.
I think in the meantime though, he's still Raw bound. I honestly think he will be leaving, even though he likes to surf in America. But yeah, I can see both of them making their way to Raw. Now, for the women portion now. Well, sorry, I didn't mention Lacey Evans. But anyway, I think that since she did make her return at WrestleMania, I think the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, will be a part of the Red brand. Apparently, there are rumors speculating that she will be coming back, not as a full-timer, but as a part-timer.
Just don't.
But no, I honestly think that Beth will make her return, and I think she'll go straight to Raw to be with her best friend Natalya.
It shouldn't happen, honestly.
Look,
Nothing against Beth Phoenix, nothing against the Glamazon. But you have all these women, and I know Beth Phoenix can still go.
she can still go.
But don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, but I can just see it. And last but not least, I think the man, Becky Two Belts, the current SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. She'll finally make her way back to Raw. I reckon she'll keep just one of the belts. Obviously just a Raw belt.
She's originally on Raw, because when she went for the belt, she actually claimed that she was on
Yeah, but she'll still, appearing on SmackDown. But see, she actually is still technically a SmackDown star, so I think that she'll officially become a Raw star.
And don't do a whole type of John Cena where they just go to 2 shows.
No, that will be when they believe the brand split's finished again, and then I'll hate my life because I see Roman on 2 days a week.
Now moving on to my predictions for WWE Monday Night Raw, and who I think is going to go there because it's more realistic.
No, well, since my side's already done, you can stop watching the video now.
Please. As if. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... There you go, is none other. Let's start it off. Ricochet, I agree with that. He will actually make his home Raw.
Yes.
And Monday Night Raw will be a perfect place, a perfect platform for the one and only Ricochet.
One and only.
Yes. None other than Ricochet will be making his mark within there. Another person that I think is going to go to Raw, and what a perfect way to feud with him, because I honestly reckon Braun Strowman is staying in Raw. We're doing another swap of championships. I reckon Samoa Joe with the United States Championship is going to Raw. Because you think of it, the Intercontinental Championship, I'm not saying that it died out from its relevance, but it had that time within Raw, and bringing it back to SmackDown is going to harden it to where it needs to be. Bringing the United States Championship will actually bring it up a lot. And you think of the actual heavy contenders that they have on Monday Night Raw, and who doesn't want to see Samoa Joe back on Raw? When the last time we saw him on Raw, what was it? He was serving Triple H, your favourite wrestler, as a hitman, killer, whatever. Who did he choke out again?
Seth.
That's right, he did choke out Seth.
Yes.
And then Seth destroyed him, that was pretty bad.
Yes.
But anyway, we move on to another one that we agree on. Is none other than Heavy Machinery in Otis and Tucky, blue collar steaks and weights. Oh yeah. Well, no, that sounded like Macho Man, but anyway. Heavy Machinery are going to make their place known, and that's none other than a Monday Night Raw. Another person that I think is going to make their way from NXT to Raw, which is, I honestly reckon they will, because they've got a lot of good feedback, even from other tag teams that want to work with them. They're going to move from NXT, this is just sheer prediction, none other than Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford in the Street Profits. They bring the swag like nobody can. Come on. As if you wouldn't love to see this whole team
They're
get
just
brought
great.
up to Monday
It's
Night
a good
Raw.
combination of
And if
strength
you've got
and
New
charisma.
Day and what's it called? New Day, Ali, you can have Street Profits and Ricochet. Have that little type of break from it. Anyway, we move on to who I reckon is going to go from SmackDown to Raw. And saying that, I honestly reckon Charlotte Flair will be wooing her way from SmackDown all the way to the premiere show, the flagship show of Monday Night Raw. And not only that, I think her real life partner will come as well, but just by himself is Andrea Cien Almas. Well, Andrea, or whatever he wants to call himself when they chopped his name straight in half.
Wait, did you see the photo he uploaded?
What photo? The person that we agree on is none other than the Viper himself, the Apex Predator in Randy Orton. Please bring back the Legend Killer, but if you can't bring back the Legend Killer, because technically you're a legend now, bring the Rookie Killer. Bring the Rookie Killer. Go against Ricochet.
Indie Killer.
Indie Killer would be mad as well.
That's where he should have gone. That's where his gimmick should have went with. He would have went over as hell. Nice and sadistic, nice and cocky. Love it.
And last but not least, who I agree with Les will be coming is the tag team of the bar, the five-time tag team champions. I actually put these down, and I brought some relevance up towards it.
No.
They did team up with Drew.
Yes.
They need that new reset button.
Yes.
And what a team to bring into the Raw Tag Team division to go up against Heavy Machinery in a first feud.
Because
don't tell me that you can't see that. Obviously you can see that. Then moving on from that is none other than The Miz. I know
disagree.
You'll disagree. But Shane McMahon's going to walk out in Superstar Shake-Up. He's going to be like, listen, I don't want Miz on my show. I've already beaten him. I'm the best in the world. Palm him off straight away over there. He's going to go on Monday Night Raw. And he's going to get demoralized. You can see this happening.
Yes. But he's not getting
Then, last but not least, these are the two. I count them as a one package because they're technically a package now. None other than R-Truth and Carmella, because their shows strictly on Monday Night Raw will give them more time to do.
Maybe a bit more of a 7 hour. Oh, it's not shit.
7 hours.
Oh crap, that's more than 3 hours.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. It's a 10 hour Raw.
7-second dance break can actually turn into actually 20-minute promo, whatever it is.
It'd be nice.
But yeah, I reckon Carmella and Truth.
It would freshen up the Raw division with Carmella being there.
Not only that, yep.
Truth's comedy on Raw will be refreshing as well, even the Heavy Machinery.
That's why it's going to be pumped with a lot of comedy and a lot of wrestlers into Monday Night Raw because they're lacking it. And if you have these heavy contenders already in your Braun Strowman, your Samoa Joes, your Randy Ortons, your Seth Rollins, all they need to worry about is filling in the rest of the gaps with your Elias's, your Carmellas, and since you're SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, SmackDown Live Women's Tag Team Champions, even though they're not specifically on SmackDown.
Well, no, it's
SmackDown.
just WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Since technically I'm guessing they're not going to be on Raw for a long time, it's good to build up this other tag team division that you have. In the overall for this video, I know there's a couple names that I didn't add, but we'll add the PNG within them. Lars Sullivan and Becky Lynch. I didn't give them a Pacific show because I've honestly thought Lars Sullivan was originally a Raw guy for the vignettes, and I honestly thought Becky was already on Raw, so I don't think she'll be traded.
Yeah, but didn't you put managers for UK? Doesn't that contradict you at all? Or?
I know, but they're going to do slap in the face ones like that.
Yeah, stuffed up.
Anyway, if you think your predictions are any different, put them in the comment section below. Obviously, if you think mine are 10 times better than Les, you can put hashtag Team Drago. If you care for him and like charity, to put Team Les. Right?
If you think that his are garbage, I'll actually give you my address.
Listen, at the end of the day, you know what to do. Give it a like if you like it. Give it a dislike if you don't like it. And in the famous words of Coke.
Sorry, cousin, but you're wrong.
What?
No, you're just wrong.
No, I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong.